Good morning, Bella. You keep it down. Guys, it's 5:30 in the morning. Johnny can't sleep. I had visions and dreams of big, brown, rooty trout chasing me last night. Yeah. Let me flip this around. Guys, it's dark today. Sorry about the quality of the video, but man, it's 5:30 in the goddamn morning. But I'm back out on my lanai. This is like some, you ever see them pictures where there's right down the middle of your face, one side's dark, the dark side of Johnny Phillips. And this side, I see the light. Yeah. It's cold, guys. Johnny's got his hunting hat on, even though I don't like to hunt. I gotta tell you, I watched a video the other day of Don Jr. and his dumb brother in Africa killing elephants. Very sad. Elephants, if you know anything about elephants, which I don't know a lot about them, I know they live for a long time. They have a great memory. And they're a family, These elephants could be together for 30, 40 years, man. And this rich little prick goes over with the advent of guns. A little flying piece of lead can take down such a massive, beautiful animal that meant so much to the other elephants around it. And he runs up there after he murders this poor fucking elephant, the biggest, baddest one in the crowd, and cuts its tail off because it's illegal to take the tusks. So I don't know where the joy in that comes from. Does it make him feel like a man, a bigger man? And then he flies home with a fucking rotting elephant tail in his fucking luggage and hangs it on a wall in a frame. Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyways, guys, yesterday, I put 4 videos up yesterday, and it's easy with this phone. Sometimes I struggle with the tripod. But I don't have to do any editing, man. It's not a big deal. All I do is stitch my segments together. And I can put them up, man. Yesterday was a great day. I've been getting some very, very interesting jobs. I thank the powers above for this. Every job I go to seems to be a challenge. Nothing simple. But it's a great, great way for me to do a job and explain what I'm doing. Yesterday, the toilet job was epic, to steal a term. Yeah. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I watched Mikey's video yesterday at the Golden Corral. I gotta tell you, man, when I had a heater that went bad on a job, it was a big deal. I turned the power on and the fucking electric ream heater almost blew. I mean, it made a big boom and flipped the breakers, lost the power in the house. A lady was on a conference call with David Robinson, the Admiral, you know, the guy who played basketball for, I think, San Antonio Spurs. But it was a big deal. It wasn't my fault. One of the leads, Mikey calls him L1, L2. I call him the red one and the black one on the heater. The sheathing on it was skinned, and it was up against the tank, and it shorted out, and it, boom, made a loud noise, scared the shit out of me. But anyways, Ream made it right. They gave me tickets. I don't know if the Daytona 500 started yet. I know it was supposed to start this weekend, but it was delayed because of rain. They gave me tickets to the Daytona 500, 2 tickets, and it was great because my best friend, Kevin, who was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, he was a big NASCAR fan. I'm not a big NASCAR fan, but I got to tell you, man, when I went to the Daytona 500, the first time those cars went by, and we had great seats, man, right at the fucking starting line. And we had pit passes, we had food, we had everything. Fucking Ream hooked us up. But I took my buddy Kevin, and it was a great thing. He was sick at that time. He was definitely losing the battle with Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS. And it was a great time. And the Daytona 500, there was a little delay too for weather then. But we got through it that weekend. But we went the night before the start of the race. And we stayed in Orlando. And we went to the Golden Corral. And they actually asked us to leave. Because we were, let me tell you something, man. Before they opened that buffet that night, it looked like a cattle call. These women, there wasn't a fucking ass in that place that wasn't, minimum ass size had to be 3 feet to get in the joint, I think. It looked like a fucking cattle call. They all were wearing cowbells. It was noisy as fuck. And they were fucking grubbing. They were fucking grubbing, man. And we started talking about it. And we're looking around this place at all these fucking heifers. Hang on. Hey! And we start fucking laughing. We are fucking hysterical. You know when you start laughing and you just can't fucking stop? Kind of like being on mescaline back, you know, when you were a kid. If you ever did that, you might understand. But, yeah, we were out of control, laughing, snot coming out of our nose, maybe a little salad, some veggies, fucking piece of pot roast. The manager came up and said, "You guys are going to have to leave. We're going to ask you to leave." So we, you know, we tiptoed around all those fucking asses. And, yeah. That's my Golden Corral story. That place is fucking wackadoo. So Mikey put his video up yesterday. He's back in Florida. Yeah. He turned that Golden Corral into the fucking... If you guys watch that video, he was having fun, man. But I'll be honest, I was thinking, you know, they're working for a contractor who secured that contract, and he may be getting a call today saying, "You can't be doing that shit down here, man." Turning a business, the Golden Corral, and the contractor, who is the general on that job, turning his job into a shit show. They flooded the place twice. Guys, if you're ever going to pull a valve off something, I don't care if the one next to it had no water, always open the valve and drain the pipe down and confirm there's no pressure. They took 2 fucking valves off of urinals or something under fucking pressure. It flooded the place twice. Talk about getting bit by the same dog twice. Come on, guys. You're distracted. That's the problem, man. The big distraction. The elephant in the room. Who is it and what is it? I've always taught my guys, the first thing you need to learn is how to do shit right. And then you work on your speed. And when you work on your speed, you can't give up any of that ground you made by doing it right. You have to be able to do it right and do it fast. No cutting corners. I don't know, man. That was not a good thing on a professional level to go in there and flood a place where they're trying to, these Mexican guys are trying to gut the place, and now all of a sudden the floor's soaking wet, slippery, and we got broken china everywhere. I have a real, this is not about what happened yesterday on that video, because I don't want to get into a thing where I'm critiquing somebody's work every day, but you guys can watch it yourself. And unless you're a sycophant, and a lot of them are, sycophant's a big word. Look it up, you guys. Sycophant is somebody who idolizes someone and they just can't see the forest for the trees. It just doesn't matter what they do, they're still the greatest. Kind of like the people who follow Donald Trump. One of the biggest problems I have with, and I don't know why, I've watched a lot of these remodels on television, on HGTV, and I do not know why people, when it comes to demo day, you know, why they think they got to go in there like a fucking lunatic with a sledgehammer and just start bang, you know. People get hurt. Man, you need to be smart when you're demoing jobs. You need to be methodical. You need to be, a lot of guys end up in the fucking emergency room, is all I can tell you on demo day. The smart guys don't. If you watch those Mexicans yesterday on that video, they accomplished their mission by the end of the day. As many fuck ups as got put in front of them and hurdles, I guarantee you by the end of the day, those guys cleaned those fucking walls off, shoveled all that shit up, got it out into the dumpster and went home. They probably worked all fucking day, maybe till 7, 8 o'clock, but they accomplished their goal no matter how fucked up somebody else made it for them. So when it comes to demo, guys, you really need to be careful. Don't be taking a sledgehammer and fucking smashing cabinets off walls and smashing urinals. Shards of fucking china flying around are not good. Even if you have safety glasses on, that shit will stick in your face, man. It's sharp. It's like fucking shrapnel. So that's one of the things that really is a pet peeve of mine. Like, listen guys, maintain your composure. when we're doing this tear out. I've done a lot of remodels. I've remodeled my house. I tore cabinets out, kitchens out, ceilings out, drywall. The tendency is to go fucking ape shit, ripping things apart, just taking out all your aggression on it. It is a bad fucking habit to get into, man. Real bad. Somebody's gonna end up in the fucking emergency room, and hopefully, you know, they won't lose a finger or a fucking toe or a fucking eyeball. So that's one of my pet peeves, guys. Be very careful when you're doing demo. Demo day takes a lot of skill to do it right and to go home that night without being fucking in bandages. So it's 5:30 in the morning. Johnny Sunshine's out here with a fucking hat on that glows in the dark. I just hope there's not a Trumper fucking creeping around out in my yard, because my head's kind of like, here I am! Fella, shut up. So we're going to be getting a new air conditioning unit in the guest house. Complete system. This thing's 21, 22 years old now, the system that's in there. All it needed was a reversing valve. You know, take the fucking gas out, change out the reversing valve, and it probably would have been good for another fucking 10 years. But I couldn't get anybody to do that for me. They're like, it's too old, you need a new system. So we got a good deal from the place that my nephew works. Basically, they're putting it in for him for cost. I'll work it out with him on the rent, you know. But it's only a 1.5 ton. I think we're looking at about $3,000 installed. Labor and material is what he told me. So that's a good deal for me and him. His dryer's not working now, which obviously he's getting a real good deal, man. Probably $800 under per month what it should be going for. But I love the kid. I remember the day the little guy came home from the hospital back in 1975. And now he's getting close to 50. And that's my nephew. But yesterday, oh man, you guys can't see my sunshine. That ain't good, man. Yesterday was a real interesting day. I had a great day, man. I went after that job, fishing that fucking baby tarpon out of that sewer line, covered in shit, up to my elbows in shit, as they say. I washed up really good. Got home, took a spa, fucking scrubbed my hands with my little brush. Went out to dinner last night. Went to Valentino's, and it was packed. I was sitting there, and some guy walks in. He looked like he was with the band ZZ Top, you know? And he had an attitude. He had that fucking New England, New York fucking, swag. And I said, hey man, where you from, brother? And he said, I'm from Brooklyn. And I was telling him, we had a great conversation. What a great guy, man. He's a retired cop, man. He said he got on the force at 20 years old and fucking retired at 40. Living the life, man. Guy's been retired since he was 40. Fuck, I don't know how old he was. He's probably a lot younger than he looked. With the ZZ Top thing, but I told him, we talked for a long time, and he's just a great guy, man, cool as shit. And we talked And I told him I have a YouTube channel. He said, "Oh," I told him I was a plumber. He said, "Oh, I wish I'd known you a week ago because I had a root problem in my sewer line." And I was like, "Really?" I said, "I have a YouTube channel, buddy, and it's funny you say a root problem because that was the issue on the job I had today." I said I had to reach down in this fucking under this lady's floor and pull out a fucking brown trout. So we had a great time, but then I came home and sure enough, the guy had gone home. I stayed there and ate. He was picking up a pizza to go. And I hope I see the guy again, man. I hope he calls me someday to help him out with some plumbing. But I come home, and when he went to shake my hand before he left, I gave him a fist bump, you know? And it's just something that I do most of the time. It's a habit that I formed after I got sick because I was really concerned about germs, even though I don't wear gloves, and I happily grab a piece of shit barehanded, yeah. Or with gloves that are totally torn apart. But anyways, I come home and I look on my YouTube account, and it's a comment from him, and he's like, "I'm glad I ate my pizza before I fucking watched this video." But yeah, Johnny made a contact at the fucking Valentino's pizza place, Italian food. It's really a great restaurant. I mean, as good as it's gonna get down here. It's not like Italian food from Rhode Island. Atwell's Avenue, Slang would be the hill in Rhode Island. You want some good Italian food, buddy, go there. Up north, New York's probably full of great Italian restaurants. Old world, old school, they know how to do it. And it's in the water, man. You know, the bread and everything. But this Valentino's is pretty good. So that was enjoyable. I had a great day yesterday, man, because I'm a plumber, you know. I'm helping people. Today I'm going to go cash in my offer to have a free lunch today at Detweiler's. I truly enjoyed my little walkthrough at Detweiler's, highlighting how lucky we are to have such a wonderful store within a mile or two of my house. I get there almost every day. Sometimes I have to take some time off just because I don't know if the food, you know, a lot of bread. Bread's not good for you, so I gotta stay out of there sometimes. But yeah, yesterday was a great day, man. I think yesterday morning's video was pretty cool. Then the route two videos on this job, the root job, which if you were paying attention, I know a lot of you guys, because of the length of the videos, you scroll through, but if you have the time, I'm always talking if you haven't noticed. And you might be missing some stuff, you know, if you're scrolling through. Man, this is a nice hat, Jack. It's really keeping my head warm. I ran out of half and half this morning. I'm back to black coffee. So today I got a call from a regular customer of mine. I think I put one new toilet in her house. I did the original plumbing in this house back in the late 80s when I was working for S&S Plumbing. And when I drove up to the house the first time, I knew that it was one of the houses. It was in a community that we were working in, and we definitely built this house. It was for a contract in Knisley Homes, and but she's been a customer of mine probably for almost 10 years now, and I got to go over there. She's got a couple of issues. One of her lavatories in the bathroom master is stopped up, probably just shit in the pop-up assembly. Then she said the other one, the pop-up, the rod, it's a mowing, and the metal lift rod, not the lift rod, but the pop-up rod, the end of it's rotted off. And I have them, man. You can buy them packages on Amazon for $3 or $4. It comes with the clip, the rod, and a gasket, and the nut. So I'm gonna go over there. But she also, I said I replaced the toilet in her master bath. Well, she's getting older now, and when I replaced the toilet, we just put a standard. I believe I was putting sterling in at that time. We just put a sterling in there, or maybe a Vortens, but just a regular toilet, not a ADA height. So she said she's thinking about getting an ADA height toilet, or chair height, whatever they call them, comfort height. I don't know what the difference is between all of them. There may be a subtle difference between all of them, or maybe they're all the same. Who knows? Chair height, ADA height, and the other one, I can't think of it. It is 5:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna load up. I've got a toilet, one of those Kohler toilets in my truck. In my garage. I'm gonna load it up. Shot a lady a price for that toilet. I told her $550 installed, and she called me up. I told her what model number. She texted me and said, "Hey, you said this was gonna take you about an hour to do this, and I looked up the toilet, and $550 seemed a little high." And I didn't even respond. I'm like, man, they're selling these fucking things for $1,000, lady. I'm doing it for $550, and you want me to do it for fucking $350? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Johnny's nonprofit, 501c3, fucking whatever the fuck they're called. It's out of business. It's defunct. Not to be confused with the smell coming out of fucking Donald Trump's ass. Dude, they're just hitting this guy hard, Jack. All this shit coming out about him, man. Cokehead in the 80s. And I was hooked on coke too, man, but I ain't running for president, y'all. Guy's a fucking hot mess. This one comedian worked on The Apprentice. He was like a cameraman or something. He talks about Donald. He's a fucking mess, guys. If you're a Trumper, you really need to expand where you get your information, because there's a lot out there you're obviously not getting. And if you are getting that and you still vote for this guy, I'm thinking you need to, maybe we shouldn't renew your voter registration, because you're a fucking mess too. So, from what people are saying is this guy routinely, the guy called it a rapid evacuation of his fucking lower intestines. The guy's like, I have a problem, and I honestly, I've had issues with IBS, but this guy, they said he just shits right into a diaper, and he wears diapers, guys. The guy's incontinent. That's a big word for most people. It has nothing to do with the continence. It has to do with shitting your fucking pants, and he does it. And for some people, unfortunately, like world leaders sitting next to him, and there are many, many photos and video of a world leader all of a sudden recoils. Like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And it's Donnie shitting his fucking pants. Unadulterated, just fucking push it out into the fucking diaper. I have a theory as to why. Fella, shut the fuck up. You want to go in the house? That usually shuts her up. I have a theory on why he's not doing the debates. I have to think when he was debating Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton, between snorting Adderall, which is his maintenance drug, this comedian said that he loves cocaine, he loves crystal meth, and he openly, in the 80s, Club 54 or whatever the fuck that was in New York, he would snort cocaine out in the open. People could see it. He wasn't shy about doing it. And he, unfortunately, I believe, with all the sniffing that he does, especially when he's speaking, he's on something. And I just have to think that he shit his pants at least a few times during the debates. And that's most likely why, you know, as you get, if you're incontinent, as you get older, it gets worse. So, you know, you don't want to be up there on a long debate and have a bunch of flies buzzing around your fucking ass, is what I'm getting at. And, yeah. That would be fodder. Not fodder, but fodder. One is, you know, giving you material to laugh at. A fodder is somebody who expels gas out of their ass. So, unfortunately, with the English language, there are a lot of words that have the same, they sound the same, you know, like I'm a fodder. But he provides fodder. You know what I mean? Yeah. So today's going to be another interesting day. May have to go put a toilet in. We'll see what kind of shape this flange is in. I know back then, you can see the way I set a toilet. I don't crank them fucking bolts down at all. I make sure I dap. The dap or the caulk or grout is what holds that toilet down. I tell people all the time, I could literally take the bolts or the nuts off of those bolts a week after I set a toilet, and that toilet would never move, ever. The bolts are a temporary fix. They'll hold it in place while the DAP sets up. And, yeah. How many times have you tried to remove a toilet that's been grouted in or dapped in? You take the nuts off, you take the china caps off, and then you have to use a hammer or a putty knife to pop the toilet up. And sometimes that's a real challenge. So it's obvious that the bolts are not playing any role at that point. So there's really no need. When I see a broken flange or a flange with the ears that are all bowed up like this, I think immediately the guy who set this toilet has no fucking clue how to set a toilet. I don't care how tight you tighten them bolts down, guys. You're not going to change the shape of fucking china or tile. Put a shim in it, stupid. How do I sit here and talk like this? I have fucking issues, man. But I've come to really appreciate this and need this. And I just get on a fucking roll, man. There are no cue cards over here. I just do this shit off the top of my fucking head, man. I was like, yeah, we know you fucking nut. Guys, look at my hair, man. I've really shortened this shit up. It looks good, man. Bella, come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. Get up here. Get up here. Oh, you want to say hello? She's camera shy. She's like, I ain't going on no fucking television. Bella, you want to be on YouTube? You want me to start another channel? Bella and Gussie? Huh? She's like, oh, no. I might be interested in that. Guys, I'm sitting here in a red cap jacket that I got from Amazon or somewhere. Red cap, maybe. It's a real nice jacket, man. It's a working jacket, you know. But I really like it. I'm hoping that it lasts forever. And it kind of reminds me of the Navy, not a foul weather jacket. In the Navy, the foul weather jackets were green. Kind of like pea soup green. There were a bunch of jackets in the Navy. Obviously, the pea coat was one of them. My pea coat was always like 3 sizes too fucking big. It's like walking around with a 40-pound fucking wool fucking blanket wrapped around me. Never fit right. Right out of boot camp. They gave me the wrong one. Then I got to my ship, and I got a... Listen to this crazy bitch. Bella, come here. Get in the house. Get in there. Get in there. She's funny. Yeah, they had these blue working utility jackets, which I still have the one I had when I was on my ship, man. 35 years later. And 36 years later. And it's not torn. I mean, anything... If you look at something and it has a what's called a mil spec number, that's military specification. And mil spec shit lasts, man. The material, that shit is like flexible iron because it just doesn't tear, man. And it's hostile on a ship, man. A lot of sharp edges, lots of things to tear your clothes on, and so I like that, and I bought this because it reminds me of that. I hope it softens up a little bit over time and gets broken in a little more. Like these shoulders here are a little too, you know, looking like I have padded shoulders, you know. I'm not a fucking skinny little fucking dipshit. I don't need padded shoulders. Anyways, guys, I can't wait today to see Mikey's next video from Florida. Mikey, if you're watching this morning, I watch all your videos, brother. They're entertaining as fucking hell. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of Steve Lav, watching him repair a fucking goddamn furnace every day. It just doesn't do much for me, man. He needs to mix it up. He's not getting a lot of different content. It's kind of the same thing every fucking day. We're gonna change this oil filter. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking bio slime. Yeah. Look at this. And then he puts the same old fucking nasty filter back in. Just change the fucking filter out. Cost a fucking $1, man. Just put it in. You did all the work. You took it apart. You looked at it. I don't know. I just, you know, the oil burner fucking service is just doesn't keep me on the edge of my chair anymore. It used to. But I'm like, how many of these fucking videos can we watch, man? You know? Need a little variety in my fucking YouTube watching. So I've got at least 10 or 12 guys I watch every day. This kid, Dolphy, young black kid, funny as hell, talented, and he's a great plumber, man. He's meticulous in his work. Obviously, replumbed. That kid's sharp as hell, and he's been fucking throned. He is the ambassador for all of us. Sick kids, a couple others. Mikey, he's got like 4 or 5 fucking channels now. I don't know how he does it. I watch Roger, I always say Roger Whittaker because that was my uncle, but Roger Wakefield, he's gone off into this, the shit's in Spanish, which is great, but geez, man, I just roll on by that shit, to be honest with you, because I don't speak fucking Spanish. You need to have the choice. You know, like press 1 for fucking English and 2 for Spanish on those videos, Roger. Just saying, brother. I don't know what your views are looking like on them videos, but CC, senor. Yeah. Who else do I watch? Nah. Plumber Lorian. I think he may have changed the name of his stuff. Either that or there are a lot of copycats out there, man. A lot of guys. Thank God nobody's trying to copy me. I see a lot of guys trying to copy other successful guys. That's not how you do it, man. Scalpers, that's what I call them guys. Or scabs, you know. When the union goes on strike and the fucking little bus full of scabs show up and they go to work for fucking half the price. Yeah. Some of them end up floating in the fucking river. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today. This is an early one. I know I got some early birds. I'm always interested in looking at the times, you know, of the comments, and it says this comment was posted 2 hours ago, and I think, okay, that was 3 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck is this guy on? You know? What in the fuck is he doing? Watching my shit at 3 in the fucking morning. I try not to let my fucking mind go too far with that thought, but yeah. So to the guy that I met at Valentino's Pizza, it was really nice meeting you. You probably couldn't tell that I was a rabid anti-Trump guy. I hope you're not a Trumper, or if you are, you can just accept that I'm an anti-Trumper, and I'd like to see you again and help you out if you need some plumbing work done. And you're a cool guy, man. You know, you're from New England or New York. It's kind of where I came from. That's the vein I'm in. So it was cool talking to you. And I tell you, last night, I gotta tell you, man, while I was sitting there talking to this guy, this fucking woman comes in, and she looked like she had fucking ass implants, boob implants, fucking shit pumped into her lips. But she was fucking hot, dude. I mean, just fucking gorgeous. She comes in and she scoots her way, and she's standing right fucking next to me. And first she was at the counter, and I gotta say, man, you know, people who are doing that, they're looking to get views, you know? I mean, the fuck, man? That's what they want. So, I was looking, Jack. I was viewing. And she turned around, and she backed into between the counter and me, up against the wall, and I could smell her, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, she smells delicious, man. Delicious. And then this guy comes up. He's like, Mr. Phillips. He was an Indian guy. Mr. Phillips, your table is ready. And I turned to her. I interrupted my conversation with the cop, retired cop. I said, ma'am, I have to tell you that you smell, and I almost said fucking delicious. And I caught myself. I said, ma'am, you really smell good. And she smiled, and she looked like she wanted to give me a hug, or maybe that was just my imagination. I don't know, but I'm going to end on that note, guys. You know, fantasy. We all do it. Anyways, have a great day, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this fucking weird-ass video of this fucking guy with an orange hat sitting on his lanai in the freezing cold in Florida, talking to himself. Yeah. Enjoy, my friends. Have a safe day. It's Wednesday. Hump day.